Oh, man. I think Eric Roberts might be the villain in this one. G'day guys, Holy Critics signing in. Wrong Number is one of those twisty little thrillers where the truth keeps changing depending on who you're listening to. Eric Roberts hovers over the story like a loaded gun, watching, waiting, and quietly dangerous. It's dark, tense, and it'll keep you guessing who's really in control.
They say sometimes there are three sides to every story. His side, her side, and the truth. This is one of those stories. I know what you're thinking. Physical therapy is not gonna fix this. They say before you die, your entire life flashes before your eyes like some cosmic Formula One race through all your highs and lows. Having lived through the low points once already, I don't need to see them again. If I'm going to remember something, I'd like it to be pleasant. It's funny what you think about right before you die. If you believe in karma, then you'd probably say mine is in a murky state, because this is not where I thought I'd be at this age of my life.
Be careful.
42, a bank account worth about 150 million, married to a beautiful woman, who I admit I did cheat on from time to time, on occasion.
Careful with those shoes.
But hey, at least you can say she wasn't part of the 50% of couples who end up divorced nowadays. It's got to be worth something, right?
All right, what do we
When you're
got
my
here?
age, you don't think about the legacy you might leave behind. That's a thought for a dying man. But now that we're here, how will I be remembered? As a philandering bastard with no soul and a chest wound the size of a bowling ball? I have to think my life meant more than that. And somewhere out there is the guy who's going to prove that. Somewhere out there is the guy who's going to right this wrong. And somewhere out there is the guy who's going to show everyone that I wasn't such a bad guy. Just tell me it's not this guy.
All right. Back. So, where were we?
I was just showing you how we tend to quantify everything in our world. Okay. There were 25,000 murders in this country last year. Now, barring repeat offenders like serial killers, there's a 1-to-1 ratio between victims and killers. 50,000 lives changed forever, with a name and a story for every one of them. You know, with numbers like that, could be that somebody in this fine establishment might be one of the stories I'm talking about.
Wait a second. Somebody in here is going to kill somebody?
Maybe somebody's already done it.
Who are we talking about?
Woman outside in the white turtleneck and the Donna Karan suit?
Look, I mean, no, she looks harmless.
Maybe, but Her husband, who may be the John Doe we just found floating outside tied to an engine block, might tend to disagree with you. And my gut tells me that these situations are never as complicated as others would have us believe. Motive is usually lurking under one of the first rocks that you turn over. And the truest answer, always the simplest. What throws people off is when they give themselves credit for being smarter than they really are.
Yo, Obi-Wan.
Speaking of which,
You done dispensing your Jedi wisdom here? We've got a dead guy available for viewing.
yeah, I'm just gathering up my things.
Great. You want to walk or can you make it on your own?
Hey, I'm a week away from retirement, not the grave.
All right, guys, you want to unzip our little friend here? Christ, what they using this guy, a bazooka?
Awfully big hole.
That's a precise assessment.
Unless what we're looking at is an exit wound. In which case, what we're talking about is not a big gun, but very aggressive bullet. What do you think?
Well, you know, I usually like to wait for forensics to do their thing before I make any kind of call.
Not a bad idea.
Should I call the wife downtown and have her ID him or what?
Let's see how it plays.
Okay, you're the boss.
Okay, take him.
So he's supposed to be some kind of ladies' man, huh? I don't see it.
Can you believe that? I'm floating for 3 days. My head's probably the size of a watermelon, and he's calling me on my looks. Jealousy, that's what that is. I hope Dana didn't hear that crack about me being a ladies' man, although she probably knew. Discretion was never one of my better traits. But listen, she was no saint. I'm pretty sure she was seeing someone. I'm just not sure who it was. Okay, you may think I'm taking this all a bit lightly. What's the use of getting upset about it? And if anyone is going to get the truth, I think that's the guy to do it.
Mr. Mott?
Detective Stevenson. Detective Bijou, hello.
Surprised to see you here.
Carla told me they found a body.
One of our guys was scanning. Heard there was a John Doe in the river.
Is it Josh?
It's hard to say right now.
Can I go see?
Look, why don't we let the coroner do his examination, get the body cleaned up? Ms. DeMott, could we have a word with you?
Of course.
I'm gonna head back to the office, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
I just want to go over a few details from the last few days.
Sure.
I don't want to be indelicate, Ms. DeMott, but I'm curious. Are you aware of your husband's salacious reputation?
Josh was no angel, I admit, but he was a man who received a tremendous amount of attention because of who he was.
Who he was or how much money he had?
Cynics might think it was because of the money, but even with all that money and all those women throwing themselves at him, I would say that Josh stayed pretty true. He had this view of men and women that he would share with people.
You know, I know this sounds funny coming from a guy with a gun in his hand, but I think it's true. In order to have a happy marriage, a successful marriage, one must fall in love many times, always with the same person.
In your case, that would be you.
Mm-hmm. You saying I'm incapable of falling in love with my wife?
I think she's great for someone with a Prozac dependency.
You're talking about my wife.
I meant it as a compliment.
Hey, baby. What kept you?
I had to have the car serviced again. I really think I need a new car.
I thought you liked the Beamer.
Oh, she did. But now that her bulimic sorority days are behind her, she wants to step up.
Shut up, Michael.
We'll go shopping this weekend.
Thank you.
That's it? You're not gonna fight a little? I mean, are you going PW on us?
He's married, Michael. It's okay if he's a little PW'd. Women like that. Of course you wouldn't know about such things.
Yeah, I was married once.
Look how that turned out.
Gun control, my ass. Anybody breaks into my house, their history. Oh. Well, looks like someone here needs a little practice.
Well, why don't you help me out? Why don't you go down there and be my target?
Tempting, but no. All right, you guys. What do you say we go one more round, and this time let's make it interesting. Put 100 shares of stock on it.
That's $20,000.
So, if I win, that still leaves him with about 150 million.
Why can't it just ever be for fun? What's the matter with that?
Because, Dana, we're men. Doesn't mean anything unless we put something on the line. Something real, something that hurts when you lose it. It's kill or be killed, Dana. We're not playing for easy bake ovens. Not in this lifetime.
I'm gonna go vomit now, but you can catch up with my easy bake ass at the party later.
Didn't that make you angry?
It was just Michael, but he wasn't always like that. And Michael's father was an auto parts guy on the south side, so Michael didn't grow up around a lot of money.
Did he work with his father?
I think he had bigger goals than working in a junkyard, but as it turns out, his father still helped him get rich because he introduced him to the people who funded their company. Josh got the idea, Michael got the money, and the company took off. By then, whatever humility Michael had, though, was long gone.
Michael?
Hey, what's up, Richard?
Well, I was hoping to talk to you guys at the office, but it's been kind of hard lately with all the new work going on.
You're our best software guy, Richard. We'd love to keep you busy.
I appreciate that, but I was hoping to talk to you about a new idea I had. I thought maybe we could put our heads together, pursue the Cool Ventures people.
Wait. Nobody talks to Cool Ventures but me.
Well, of course, and I mean, I wasn't proposing I would go to them. It'd be all of us together if we all wanted to work on this idea.
Richard, do you have any idea how many business proposals a company like Cool Ventures gets in a day? Hundreds. Right, Josh?
Right, thousands.
You see? The people who put forth these ideas are men and women of vision. I'm talking about people with balls. With a screw you before you screw me, you can kiss my currently broke, but soon be millionaire ass attitude. And somehow I don't see you like that.
I haven't even told you my idea yet.
You don't have to. I'm trying to tell you I don't need to hear the idea to already know it doesn't have the stuff of greatness. Unless, of course, you disagree with me, Josh.
What he said, Richard. Excuse me.
Yeah. Richard, there's nothing wrong with being a programmer, okay? It's not like you don't have value. I mean, Jesus Christ. Nobody in this company values you more than I do. All right? All right, so we see you first thing Monday morning, bright and early.
Sure, Michael. Thanks for listening.
Anytime.
Bye.
He doesn't look very happy.
Yeah, it's just an ugly duckling trying to be a swan. Well, not in this lifetime, right?
Did you even listen to his idea? I thought it was pretty amazing.
I did. Didn't fly. End of story. Want a drink? Look at that. He is master of the universe. Everyone wants a piece of him. Does that bother you?
Josh flirts, so what? It's all part of the game. At least he knows when to stop.
Yeah? When's that?
Somewhere around the time she tries to kiss him.
Really? Thought it was somewhere around the time he drops his pants.
You know, if it wasn't for the people you know, you'd probably be dead by now.
Well, what did you mean by that?
Oh, it's pretty well known that Michael was familiar with certain organized crime people.
Did your husband know these same people?
Only through Michael, but they were the ones who capitalized the company.
How'd they do that?
VC companies fund internet startups all the time, and this one, Cool Ventures, gave Michael and Josh $2 million to start theirs.
Have you met any of the people Michael did business with?
If they would show up at the parties.
So, Tom.
Yeah.
Can you believe I got Benoit for this party? This guy's been booked for like 6 months in advance. You can imagine, I had to pull a couple of strings to get him in here.
I can imagine. You like this?
You can get rid of the posers.
Oh yeah, I understand. I mean, it's not your kind of music.
kind of music would that be, Mike?
You know, music with words. Tony Bennett, Frank Sinatra, Chairman of the Board, right?
Yeah. You know I went to Columbia, right? Got my business degree at Harvard.
Yeah, sure.
You know my wife was one of the first programmers to break Moby and crystal method into the East Coast market, right?
Yeah, I might have known that.
And yet, you still treat me like a goddamn soprano. Now, you can treat me like a man who manages a VC fund worth $200 million with connections and friends at the Fed and the SEC. Or you can treat me like some dumb thug from the East Side. But if you do that, I'm gonna beat you so bad your mother's gonna piss blood for a week. Capiche?
Yeah.
You invited me to your party, and I think I showed you my respects by attending, but I think it's about time I had to go. It was truly a pleasure seeing you again.
Trust me, the pleasure was all mine.
Yeah. Cheer up, Mike.
Well, that sucked.
Where's Josh?
I don't know. What's wrong?
Somebody slipped your books to the paper, and, well, let's just say the truth about your accounting is about to hit the street.
That's bullshit. I defy anyone to tell me our books are cooked.
How much was it made a digital contract?
25 million. Why?
And how long was the contract?
5 years.
So that's $5 million a year over 5 years, right?
No, it's a little more complicated than that.
What do you mean it's more complicated than that? What he means is he booked the entire contract up front, so it looks like the company received the whole $25 million this year.
Look, a contract is a contract. Whether we get the whole 25 million now or over 5 years, we're still getting paid at some point.
But booking it all now makes the company look a hell of a lot more valuable.
Hey, I didn't create the concept of maximizing revenues. A lot of companies do it. Right? If they didn't, they wouldn't be able to sustain their stock prices.
What could happen? Well, regulators are going to demand a revenue adjustment, but that's later. When this story hits...
Oh, no. You're going to stop the story.
It isn't mine to stop, Michael. And even if it was, is it a lie? Have you not been misleading investors with a little optimistic accounting?
Wait a second here. How did your newspaper get a copy of our books?
I don't know, Michael. I don't know, but the point is, it's already done. Now, where's Josh? He really should...
No. I will tell Josh about this.
He's my friend.
He's my partner. Okay, now, if it's all right with you, I'd like a couple of minutes with Dana.
Sure.
Thank you. Tom Petrillo's gonna kill me.
VC fund managers don't go around killing people, Michael, just because they lose some money.
They do if their dad is John Petrillo.
Are you crazy? Why would you borrow money from them?
What are you talking about? Cool Ventures is a legitimate operation. They fund a lot of companies just like ours, and their money is as good as anybody else's.
Yes, but other investors won't go around breaking your kneecaps as their stocks lose value. Now, Michael, what could happen? Tell me how much they could lose.
Well, let's see. They break your kneecaps over a couple of thousand. What do you think's gonna happen when our largest investor loses 50 million?
You've got to tell Josh.
No. We don't have to tell Josh yet.
Why not?
What's he gonna do? He can't stop the story. He can't change the books.
Well, what are you gonna do?
We could pin it on Josh.
What?
We might be able to blame Josh on this.
What do you mean we? I have nothing to do with this.
Welcome to reality, babe. Let me paint you the picture here. This is the Hindenburg, and we're all going down in flames. Now, let's just say the stock drops 70% on Monday, which it probably will. It's gonna be a bloodbath, and I'm not gonna leave you standing. And why should we pay the price if we don't have to?
Excuse me?
I really don't think Michael's capable of doing something like that.
Why not? You just said he talked about doing it.
Michael's a big talker, but, when it comes right down to it, he's like the high school bully who talks tough and only attacks you when your back is turned. I think if Michael actually had to look you in the eye, he wouldn't have the nerve.
Not exactly a ringing endorsement.
Josh used to go into the office on Friday nights to finish off any last-minute work from the week. When he didn't come home at 2 o'clock in the morning, I started to worry.
What do you think happened?
waiting on you since midnight. What'd you bring us? Do I look like I need lean cuisine?
Yeah, phones are down while they fix the place over the weekend. Listen, I want to get completely out of mutual on Monday morning. No less than 27. Mm-hmm. Great. Thanks. Oh, by the way, is someone else going to be there later if I call in with more orders? Great. Thanks a lot. Hey, come on in. Well, make yourself at home, Michael.
I don't know how, but somebody at the World Post got a hold of our books.
You mean Carla?
No, but she's the one who told me about it. Anyway, they're gonna run a story on Monday saying that we've been front-loading all our contract fees.
Well, we always knew we'd be running a risk by doing that.
Josh, we're screwed.
We've done nothing illegal. We'll adjust the books, we'll take a little spanking on the market, we'll be fine.
I'm sorry, a little spanking? No, Josh, this is one time and what the hell ain't gonna cut it. You remember what happened to Provincial when their books got adjusted, right? A 70% drop in one day. Now what does Tom tell his dad when our stock does the Titanic on Monday?
We'll call him right now. We'll tell him to bail out first thing Monday morning.
You can't do that.
Why not?
Because that's insider trading.
Okay, Michael. You've got all the answers. What are your bright ideas? What's so funny?
I actually did have a bright idea. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Whether we get caught for insider trading or whacked by Tom Petrillo, we get screwed either way. Unless I convinced Tom somebody else was responsible for this.
And who would that be?
Well, that would be you.
Michael, what the hell are you doing?
The way I see it, Josh, I make you disappear. I sell your stock, and I transfer the money into your account in the Caymans. Then I tell everyone that I told you the news story, and you suddenly disappeared. Now, Tom will be pissed that I didn't tell him everything. But when you take a flyer with 150 million bucks, and you're nowhere to be found, I'm off the hook.
Michael, that's nuts. You'll never make that work.
I don't know, Josh. I've given this a lot of thought, and I think it might.
Michael, Tom is not going to kill us over this.
Bullshit!
Michael, I know Tom. He trusts me. I trust him. Let's go find Tom and figure this out.
All right.
Michael, what were you thinking?
I'm freaking out, okay? I'm sorry. I'm fine now. I'm okay now. I don't know what I was thinking. Come on, let's go find Tom.
Good.
What the hell?
You hear something?
No. Come on, let's see.
You know, you can't really be sure that this is gonna work. Only way to really know is to just go ahead and do it. Hello. Hi, this is Josh Gray. I'd like to place an order on my account, please.
What do you mean? I was calling for Josh. Who is this?
I'm sorry, I must have dialed the wrong number.
Michael, is that you?
Damn it. Okay.
Have you seen Josh Gray? My husband, Josh.
No, ma'am, I haven't. But if you just...
Josh? Josh? Are you in there? Michael? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Looking for my husband.
And who's that?
Josh Gray, who happens to own this place and who'd be very upset that you're pointing that gun at his wife.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Zach just radioed me, said this crazy woman just
Have you seen my husband?
I saw him come in a couple of hours ago, but I'm sure I didn't see him leave. But then I do my rounds once every hour, so he might have snuck out then.
Have you seen Michael? Mr. Bartlett?
Nope, not tonight.
God, where could Josh be?
Maybe he just went home. Ma'am.
Josh? Is that you? Okay, whoever's in there, you should know that I've got a gun, and I'm a hell of a shot. What am I doing?
Oh. What are you gonna do, club me to death?
What are you doing here, Michael?
I'm looking for Josh.
I think you know he's not here.
Now, how would I know that?
Well, I don't know. Why were you using his phone tonight? Why were you pretending to be Josh?
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't done anything.
And why are you all messed up?
I went to see Josh, okay? I looked for him at the office. He wasn't there. I heard a sound. I went to check on it. I got whacked in the head and knocked down the stairs. That's why I look like this.
I don't believe you.
Now, why would I lie about this?
Stay back, Michael.
Dana, put down the club.
Listen, this night has been crazy for all of us, Michael. I'm sure that Josh is gonna walk through that door any minute. We'll just laugh about all of this. Okay, so please, Michael, just go home.
I can't do that. Hello. What are you gonna do, club me to death? Who is this?
Okay, what's a 10-letter word that means a cantankerous person?
Anton Bijou.
No, I already tried that one. It's one word and starts with a C.
Curmudgeon.
Curmudgeon. You sure about that?
Try it.
How do you spell curmudgeon?
You know, the goal is to try to figure out the answers all by yourself. Not unlike detective work.
Okay, thank you, Uncle Bill, for that useful bit of philosophy. What's a 7-letter word for...
Bijou, Stevenson. It's a woman up front. Missing person.
Take a report, we'll get back to her.
Yeah, I tried that. She won't leave until she speaks to one of you fine detectives.
I'll take it.
Is that her?
Yep.
Okay. Hello, I'm Detective Stevenson. And this curmudgeon over here is Detective Bijou.
Dana DeMott.
I understand we have a missing persons problem. I sure hope it's not a missing husband or boyfriend.
It's my husband.
Well, thank God we have Detective Bijou over here. He is our resident expert on missing husbands.
But we'll both be happy to hear what you have to say, Ms. DeMont.
And that's when I came to see you two.
Now, you don't know for a fact that your husband saw his partner that night.
No, I don't. You asked me what I thought might have happened, and I told you. Why?
Well, after we spoke with you, we had a meeting with Mr. Bartlett. And can you ask Carl to glaze the carrots for me? Just a little brown sugar. Elements for Anton.
You done there, Wolfgang?
I'm happy.
Steak, rare, Coke, French fries.
Can I ask you something?
Shoot.
I'm trying to understand. Why is it that younger people think that being funny is as simple as comparing people with popular figures? Now, you ridicule people by analogizing them sarcastically with some pop culture reference. And I just wanted to say, it's not the same thing as actually having a sense of humor.
Is that from the Jedi Master Comedy Guide or what?
See, now you're doing it again.
Yeah, I know, to prove a point.
And what is the point? That if you're speaking with somebody over the age of 35, they're not going to have a clue what you're talking about?
Look, I wish I could sit here and have fun with you by comparing you to something you could relate to. Unfortunately, you just don't get much of a laugh by making cracks about Abe Lincoln and Plato.
Really?
Detective Bijou?
Mr. Bartlett. My partner, Detective Stevenson. Thanks for meeting with us. Can I get you anything?
It's early in the day for a scotch.
Maybe not for an alcoholic.
I'll have a double scotch in the rocks, please.
All right, Bill W.
Scott.
Oh, it's okay. I don't really care what he thinks. I don't care what anybody thinks because my life is going down the toilet.
Why do you say that, Miss Bartlett?
Did you read the business section? My company's stock has gone from 200 to 50 in one day.
How much of a loss is that?
About $6 billion.
Dollars.
Yeah, dollars.
But you managed to get all yours out, right?
Thank you. What do you mean?
We spoke with Ms. DeMott. She told us that you knew about the story. You must have gotten out first thing this morning.
No, the only one who got out is Josh.
As we discussed on the phone, Ms. DeMott has filed a missing persons report on her husband. Now, she's under the impression that there's something more suspicious at the root of his disappearance.
How do you mean?
Mr. Bartlett, would you say that your partner was a well-liked man? Did he have a lot of friends? Did he love his wife? Was he a faithful husband?
Faithful? Well, not the Josh I know. Actually, I don't know how Dana put up with him. Well, probably for the money. If you heard the way Josh spoke of women, you'd understand that his morals are on the flexible side of non-existent.
I'm paraphrasing here, but someone once said, what a man wants in a wife is a gourmet in the kitchen, a lady in the living room, and a whore in the bedroom.
Guess that sounds right.
That sounds wrong. What a man really wants is a whore in the kitchen, a whore in the living room, and a whore in the bedroom. The problem with that is, once you find a woman who's comfortable with that, You're gonna roll up one morning, give her a big kiss, and go, "Oh my God, I married a whore."
That's a great attitude, Josh.
I'm not saying it's admirable. It's just truthful.
So who said that anyway?
I think it was Jerry Hall.
Yeah, what does she know?
Hey, babe. What kept you?
I had to have the goddamn car serviced again. I mean, considering how much money we have, you think we might be able to trade in for something newer than a 92 BMW?
I thought you liked the Beamer.
Oh, I did, but since my bulimic sorority days are over, I'd like to move up a notch if that's okay with you. Unless you want me to take the Audi.
We'll go shopping this weekend.
Thank you. And by the way, Jerry Hall was married to Mick Jagger, who she took for about $16 million in cash and a $6.5 million house in London when they split, which I know is more than your wife got.
Actually, you're right. Thanks to my lawyer, I got to keep everything.
Is that the same lawyer who had me sign the agreement with Josh?
I think it was.
Well, he's a dick. And anyway, what kind of friend gets Josh to have me sign a prenup?
Dana, you know I like you, right? But you weren't around during the lean years when Josh was still making a name for himself. And I don't think it's fair that a woman should take half of what a guy's got just because she marries him when he becomes successful. I mean, do you think that's fair?
Fuck yes.
I think they have a remedial shooting program for a guy with your skills.
Yeah, well, you gotta look at the positive here. Suppose this guy breaks into my house and brings a couple of friends.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no more friends.
And how did Amy Fisher do?
All right, which one in this group has issues?
Well, maybe, but that doesn't diminish the fact that you owe me $20,000.
Thought the bet was 100 shares.
Right. And based on today's close at $200 a share, that's $20,000. Now you can either transfer those shares directly into my account or you can pay me the cash.
Okay, I'll do it. Jesus, you're ruthless.
Thank you.
What do you mean ruthless? You know, we spent some time with Ms. DeMont. I wouldn't describe her as ruthless. A little mixed up, maybe, but definitely not ruthless.
I meant ruthless in a financial sense. See, Dana always made sure she was well taken care of.
How do you mean?
Oh, come on. Always with a guy with a six-figure income, a big closet full of nice clothes. I mean, Dana loved to be pampered.
Sounds like an opportunist.
The shoe fits.
Well, why would an opportunist agree to sign a prenuptial agreement when she knows she's going to receive little, if anything?
Well, that's a good question. Here's another good one. Why does the same woman sleep with her husband's partner?
Excuse me?
I'm glad I decided to come over today.
Yeah, me too. I know Josh is an idiot the way he treats you. And all those bimbos that keep throwing themselves at him.
I know.
So why do you stay?
What am I supposed to do, Michael? I'm a junior VP at a bank with maybe one or two more promotions left ahead of me. I mean, if I'm lucky, I'm gonna max out at about 110,000, right? If I leave him, that's all I'm gonna be left with. You know me, Michael. I'm a woman who needs a lot more than that. Why did it never work out between you and me? Why can't it?
You know, they say that money is a blessing, but I don't think that's true. I'll never know if a woman's been true to me because I'm always going to be wondering if she's with me just for the money. Even you.
It's amazing how little you really know about me.
You slept with her. She had sex with you. Is that what you're saying?
Is that so hard to fathom?
Frankly, yes.
I'm sorry you feel that way. Is this really pertinent to the case?
It might be, Mr. Bartlett.
Yeah, and the fact that you showed up at your partner's house the night of his disappearance, that might be pertinent to the case.
Oh, let me guess. I threatened Dana, right? I mean, is that what she told you? Did she also tell you that I went to Josh's office looking for him and I got whacked in the head? Hello?
Hi, Josh, it's me. Michael, is that you?
Dana?
Why are you answering Josh's phone? Oh my God, Michael. Where's Josh? What have you done?
Yeah, and you fell down the stairs. We heard the story.
Yeah, well, that's the truth. Okay, do you guys have any witnesses that say I threatened her, or does the police now just assume that the weeping wife is always telling the truth?
You seem a little hostile there, Mr. Bartlett.
Yeah, because she's playing you guys for chumps and you don't even see it. I didn't threaten Dana. And Josh's disappearance isn't part of some great conspiracy or murder scheme. The only crime here is the fraud perpetrated by Josh himself, probably with Dana's help. And I'll bet I know what happened.
No, thank you. You are about to become a very rich man.
I'm already a rich man.
All right, even richer. And you make sure the money is routed to the right accounts?
I always do.
I'll see you later tonight.
Okay.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, Michael.
Hey. What are you doing here?
Same as you. This is our bank, remember?
Yeah, I guess what I mean is, what are you doing with Bill?
Oh, you saw that, huh?
Yeah. Is there something I'm not supposed to know?
Something I wanted to surprise you with.
Yeah, well, you know me, Josh. I hate surprises, so what is it?
Dana had an idea, so she brought me and Bill together. And there's a possibility for a keep it safe deal that could be our biggest one yet. But it's still in the planning stages. So Dana asked me not to mention it. If the cat got out of the bag and the deal didn't go through, Dana would feel really stupid.
Okay, but I'm your partner.
And as my partner, I would hope you could trust me on this. Do you trust me?
You think he was planning something illegal?
Look, I don't know what Josh is planning. All I know is he isn't dead. He vanished himself and left me to deal with this whole mess. Excuse me. Hello. Yeah, well, it's been quite a day for all of us.
Come.
I'll be right there. Well, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I need to meet with our largest investor.
Who's that?
It's Tom Petrillo. Oh, and if you don't see me in the next few days, feel free to check the morgue for my body. And if you're still looking for Josh, I know about 100 small islands in the Caribbean that would just love to shelter a guy with 150 million bucks.
See you when I'm back. Out of curiosity, Mr. Bartlett, what's your father do for a living?
He's a Mercedes dealer. Why?
No, for no reason. Just I like to know where people come from, how they grew up, that sort of thing.
Okay.
If I can ask, what was your meeting with the bank president about?
Our online banking system was having security problems, so I decided to put the bank and Josh together to see if we could, all work together. No matter what anybody thought about Josh, his company is the best at what it does.
Has Michael attempted to contact you since you saw him at your house?
Yes, he called me yesterday.
And what did he say to you specifically?
He said that Tom Petrillo was very upset.
I am very disappointed.
I understand this, and let me tell you something. If we put our heads together...
Yeah, who the hell am I kidding? I am upset about this, Michael. I can't hold you responsible for what happened to the books, but I will be holding you responsible for your partner.
What?
Josh disappeared and made $150 million in the process. So, we all take it in the shorts, and he's out there laughing at us, Michael. I don't like to be fucking laughed at.
Tom, I understand.
So, you are gonna find your partner, you're gonna bring him to me wherever he is, and you're gonna bring him to me with the money. If you don't, we're gonna see each other again. At which point, I'll be making your life a living fucking hell for as long as it takes to kill you.
Tom, this is me.
Make sure you get this message to his wife, because I guarantee you, if he's out there, she knows where he is.
Has Mr. Petrillo tried to contact you at all?
No.
That's odd.
Why?
Well, if he really thinks you had something to do with this, I think he'd want to make sure you got the message, personally.
Listen, if Petrillo calls you, we need to get in touch with me for any reason at all. Here's my card.
Thank you. I really need to get back to work, if that's all right, gentlemen.
Of course. Ms. DeMott.
Yes?
Was your husband aware of your affair with his partner?
No, I don't think he knew. Did Michael tell you?
Where the information came from is unimportant. I was just curious. Thank you for your time.
Okay, so where are we going with this?
Never underestimate an unhappy woman who stands to gain a lot of money from her husband's death.
Yeah, that's great, Sensei, but how does a woman her size manage to kill her husband, tie him to a 600-pound engine block, and then dump him into a river, huh?
Strong woman.
I don't think so.
Maybe she had help.
Maybe she didn't do it.
Hello?
It's Dana. Can I send something to you?
Sure.
Thank you.
Hey, Dane. Okay, listen to me. I don't have a lot of time, so let me just say what I came here to say, all right? I'm really, really sorry about the way I was with you. The other women, the other women. I don't know what happened. I just let it go to my head.
Josh, you've got much bigger problems to worry about than that. Everybody's been looking for you. Where have you been?
It doesn't matter where I've been. The point is, I want you to come with me. I want to make it up to you. I want to make a lot of things up to you. Here, come with me. By this time tomorrow, it'll all be behind you and we can go away together.
What do we do?
Anything we want. Just tell me you'll come.
think about it.
I gotta go. Everything is gonna be okay, I promise.
Josh?
Good evening, Dana. Must have been some nightmare.
What are you doing in my house?
More important question. What are you doing with a ticket to the Bahamas?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about this ticket in your name for the Bahamas. You saying you have no idea what this is?
Josh.
Well, I'm sure you and Josh are planning to meet somewhere, but the Bahamas? That ain't cheap. I've been. I know. And considering Josh owes me $150 million, I don't think you're gonna have much spending money.
I don't know where that ticket came from.
You want me to tell you? According to my source, that ticket was purchased yesterday on a Visa account belonging to the recently vanished Josh Gray. Call me paranoid, but I get the feeling you were planning on vanishing yourself.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I hope not. You know, they make these microchips they implant in dogs. In case they run away or stray too far from home. It lets the owner know exactly where they are at all times. I think we're going to need one of those things for you.
I'm telling you the truth.
Of course, that's going to be too time-consuming for us. Maybe I should just hobble you. You know, like they used to do those Chinese workers on the railroad when they tried to run away. Of course, they used sledgehammers back then, and I don't think I have one of those right now. Unless you do.
No.
Maybe. This would work.
No, I promise I won't leave.
I think I'm gonna need more of a guarantee. You need to know I'm serious. I think I'm gonna have to show you how serious I am. So choose. Left or right?
What?
Which foot do you want me to shoot?
Neither.
Choose one.
Please.
Left or right?
Tom.
Right or left?
Please.
Stop fucking around, Dana! Choose one, or I'll kill you right now. Left or right? Good choice. Stop moving. Move! Close your eyes.
Thank God.
Hi, this is Scott, the man to call if you're in danger. Wait for the beep and...
This is Dana DeMott. There's someone outside on my porch and they're shooting inside my house.
911, can I help you?
Put the gun down, Dana. Put the gun down.
No, you don't understand. There's a man out front. I think it's Michael. He's trying to kill me.
It's not Michael. Is everyone okay up there?
Wickman took one in the shoulder.
Great.
Well, whoever shot up the place is gone now. But I'll make sure to have patrol car come around and keep an eye on things. So, you really think it was your friend Michael?
Who else would want to hurt me?
I guess we'll find out.
I'm really so sorry about that police officer.
Hey, look, it's not your fault. You should have waited till we finished our sweep before approaching the door. Look, is there anything I can do for you? I don't know, maybe take you to get some coffee or... Looks like some really bad Halloween prank, if you ask me.
Maybe. But I called Richard from my husband's office to see if maybe he could figure out where it might have come from.
So this Richard guy is supposed to be really smart or something? Or?
Genius. I mean, he was the first person that my husband actually hired when he started the company. Michael doesn't know this, but he was going to give him the WBC account.
You guys want anything else?
Yeah, 2 more coffees, please.
Could you make mine an Irish coffee?
Sure.
I could really use that right now. Do you want one?
I'm off duty. Sure, why not?
Okay.
Are you sure?
Hey, look, where I come from, we're known to be able to hold our liquor. I mean, justice, doing a job right, helping your fellow man, yeah, it's all about that. But you know what it's really about? About knowing you're carrying a loaded weapon to work every day.
Well, I'm sure Freud would have had something to say about that.
Yeah, well, Freud was a fag. I mean, anyone who says that I love my gun because I have an issue with my mother is cracked.
I'm not sure he ever made that connection.
Let me tell you something. I've taken 3 separate psych tests, and I've passed each and every one of them with flying colors, okay?
I'm sure your parents are very proud.
Yeah, they would be if they were still around.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a long time ago.
Well, at least you knew your parents. My mom split from my dad when I was just a couple of months old. She changed our name so he could never find us.
Why?
I don't know. She never talked about it. Even after she died, I went through her stuff, and there was just nothing there to connect me to my past. You know, it was like it almost never happened.
Well, you seem to have turned out okay.
Yeah, well, I guess you couldn't tell from the endless string of failed relationships I've had.
Really? But not with your husband.
I don't know what I was expecting from Josh. I mean, probably to be just swept off my feet, you know? Someone who could make me think that I could hope for something better. Wait, stop.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No, I'm
It's
sorry.
just that I'm in a really vulnerable place right now, and I really think that we should...
Wait.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Thanks. Okay, well, I guess we should be going, right? Look, never shot your place. I'm sure just did scare you. I'll make sure to have a car come around.
Thanks.
Check up on you.
I'm really sorry,
No,
Scott.
it's okay. Hello, Freddie.
Hello, gents. Here to check up on your John Doe?
Have you got anything?
Your victim was shot in the back by somebody with a .45. Pretty close range, 10 to 12 feet, max. No sign of a struggle, so either he never saw the killer because he was attacked from behind, or he knew the killer and wasn't afraid to turn his back on him. The tape is your garden variety, probably find in any hardware, paint supply, or home repair kind of store.
How long has he been dead?
About 48 hours.
Thanks.
Thanks.
What is that?
That's a Danish.
No. That.
That's a liver.
Catch you later. I bet you next month's supply of Viagra that our little friend Michael Bartlett's got a 45 at home just begging to be matched up with that slug we pulled out of Aquaman.
Is there ever a time when you are not presumptuous? How do you ever expect to become a good detective if all you ever do is jump to conclusions without any benefit of due diligence?
Hey, look, I don't need to see the inside of your medicine cabinet to know that a man your age needs a little boost under the sheets from time to time.
I was talking about the gun. Look, I don't expect you to exceed my expectations, but at some point you might want to try to meet them because, I'll be honest, they're very low. Now, if it's all right with you, I'm going to have both of our suspects surrender their weapons for inspection.
You done? Look, do what you want to do. In my gut, Bartlett's a guy.
Hey. Been looking for you guys.
Did you find anything out about that engine block?
Yeah. The guys in the shop said it was a Pontiac 455 SD, Trans Am series.
You run the VIN number?
We couldn't do it because it was scraped away and not too long ago by the looks of it.
All right, look, here's the number to a parts wholesaler on the south side. Did you pay him a visit, see if they're missing any engine blocks?
Sure thing.
It's Josh, isn't it?
Excuse me?
The body you recovered, it's Josh's, right?
We're not sure. The coroner's still making his determination. We'd like to bring your pistol down to the lab for an evaluation.
Of course. Come in.
Is there a problem?
My gun's missing.
Didn't you have it just last night?
No?
When you shot the policeman outside your front door, wasn't that your gun?
No, that was Josh's gun. Josh keeps a gun downstairs, and when Michael was, or, whoever that was shooting at me, I didn't want to run upstairs to get my gun, so I used Josh's, which is closer.
Really?
When was the last time you saw the gun, Mr. Mott?
Well, Scott, sorry, I mean Detective Stevenson, that must have been last Friday.
The night your husband disappeared.
It was here, I swear. I haven't done anything with it.
Don't you think you're a little hard on her?
Well, I don't know. Was I, Scott? Or was I simply exercising a little professional skepticism, Scott?
All right, enough.
She seems quite comfortable with you. Anything happened last night?
Nothing happened.
I hope you're not losing your objectivity here. The idea of an unhappy wife killing her unfaithful husband is hardly revolutionary.
Look, spare me Anton's almanac of murder stats, okay? I know them by heart.
No reason to get upset.
I'm not upset. I just think we're barking up the wrong tree, that's all.
Although I disagree, Michael has agreed to your examination of the firearm.
Listen, it's only gonna help him. If the specs don't match, he's in the clear.
I got nothing to hide.
Good. By the way, you want to tell us where you were last night?
Look at you. Standing there all smug with yourself. You think you got something? You got nothing.
Michael?
I was home alone all night.
Oh, bad for you, lucky for us. What are you thinking about?
Just running a few scenarios.
Like?
Well, there are a couple of possibilities. First, there's the wife. She's unhappy. Her husband is continually unfaithful. Finally, she's had enough. In a fit of rage, she kills him. However, for a time, she makes it appear as if her husband's still alive by selling his stock and banking the proceeds.
So you're saying she killed him?
Maybe.
Why would she go through all that trouble when she signed a prenup stating she doesn't get anything?
Prenuptials only deal with divorce, not death. We need to take a look at his will.
Let's call the lawyer.
Hey.
Hey.
Checked out that auto parts place you wanted me to?
And?
Turned out the father did own the yard, but he sold it to a guy who went belly up about 6 months ago. Now, the yard is closed, but the entire inventory is still there while they go through the bankruptcy. Except that is for a Pontiac 455 SD engine block that seems to have recently disappeared.
Hello.
Hi.
Is something wrong?
No. I just came by to...
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me introduce to you Richard Gaines, the computer genius that I was telling you about. This is Detective Stevenson, the man who saved my life.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Richard was just about to tell me about the email message I got.
Oh, the photograph.
Right. And first I traced the address to a guy named Michael Boffo,
Who's that?
an employee of Cool Ventures.
Maybe someone's trying to scare you.
I don't know. According to the receptionist, Boffo's been on vacation. Doesn't get back until Monday. I ran some checks. Someone else hacked in around midnight, accessed the system, sent an email to your address.
Who?
I don't want to lose my job over this.
Who sent the photograph?
I think it was Michael. Look, I don't know what's going on, if he's playing some kind of a prank or something, but that's all I know.
Excuse me. Dana, can I use your phone?
Of course, Richard.
Yeah, this is Stevenson.
Yeah, Anton just turned up a witness.
Where'd your friend go?
We had to go back to work. Is that all right?
Yeah. Look, Dana, the reason I came by here today was to apologize.
For what?
Well, the way Anton treated you yesterday was curt and, well, he didn't deserve it.
It's all right. He was just doing his job.
Yeah. I guess I should get going.
You know, when you said that you wanted to apologize, I thought you were talking about the other night.
Why would you think that?
Well, because of... no reason, I guess.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, I hope.
Okay.
Oh, what are you doing here? I thought they wrapped up the Kennedy assassination.
I know that. I'm homeless, not retarded. I told Anton I saw something the other night. I guess he believed me.
Okay, great. Thank you. So, you interviewing the bum or what?
I already have. And I scheduled a lineup for him, too.
What are we looking for?
White male, 30 to 40. Looked like a tight ass, according to Mr. Sartain.
You all know each other?
Thank you for agreeing to join us, Mr. Bartlett.
Didn't seem like he had much choice.
I'm just investigating a lead regarding his partner's disappearance.
Yeah, we understand.
What are you looking at?
Not much.
All right, let's get this over with.
This way.
Mr. Bartlett, mind if I ask you something?
No.
The other day when I asked you about your father's work, why didn't you mention his auto parts business?
Because he doesn't do that anymore. He's a Mercedes dealer.
But that's just recently.
I guess it slipped my mind.
All right, I'm sure you've seen the drill 100 times on NYPD Blue, Law and Order. It's the same drill.
I'm homeless. I don't get TV.
Okay, what about Dragnet? Did you have enough money in the 60s for Dragnet? Adam 12?
I prefer the Mod Squad.
Okay, good enough. Take a look at these 4 guys and tell us if any one of them is the guy from the other night.
Could you have them turn to the side?
Of course. Could you all turn to your right, please?
Okay, what about now?
I don't know. Could you have them bend down and act as if they're feeding a line out on a boat?
What?
Gentlemen, could you bend down as if you're on a boat and you're casting off from the shore?
Okay, what about now?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if you could have them...
All right, look, listen. You either see the guy or you don't.
Scott.
Wait, what's next? The fucking river dance? Do you see the guy or don't you?
No, he's not in this group.
Okay.
You sure?
Yeah, it's not one of these guys.
Told you.
Don't look so happy. Michael wasn't the guy at the docks. That ruins your theory.
We'll see.
If the file is locked, I cannot give you the information. You have to give me the password to get into it.
Time for you to earn your pay, Cheney.
I'm gonna have to call you back. Yes.
I was hoping that you would have a matchup with that slug we pulled out of Josh Gray.
No can do. All different markings. Shit. But there is a wrinkle.
Okay, what?
The gun does not belong to Mr. Bartlett. I cross-checked the serial numbers through the registration files, and the serial number on that particular H&K is registered to Dana DeMott.
What's he doing with her gun?
Obviously passing it off as his. The question is, where is his gun?
Mr. Bartlett, there's a Mrs. Sartain on the phone for you.
I don't know, Mr. Sartain. Take a message.
Mr. Bartlett's not available. May I take a message?
Look, I know he's there. Just tell him it's the guy who saved his ass by not fingering him in the lineup today.
Mr. Bartlett, I think you might want to take this phone call.
Hello?
You're a smart guy, Mr. Bartlett.
Who is this?
I'm the guy who had trouble remembering you in the lineup today.
Maybe that's because we've never seen each other before.
Oh, no. We've seen each other last Friday night at the small boat dock.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, let me ask you something. Do you own an H&K 45 automatic pistol about 8.5 inches long, weighs a couple of pounds with a nice black molly coat finish on it? I think you do. Or at least you did until you dumped it in the drink last Friday night. Anyway, I wanted to let you know that I gathered up all the pieces, put it back together, and now it's for sale. And being as I'm not a greedy man, I could let you have it for, say, $500,000.
You're barking up the wrong tree, my friend. I already gave my gun to the police, which means this conversation is over.
Well, is that right? Well, I don't think their gun has the serial number KK0348335 on the slide like yours does, which is the one I'm holding in my hand right now. Anyway, you want to check on it, you can call me back at the number that I left with your secretary. But I got to tell you, if I don't hear from you within the next hour, I'm going to have to take your piece to the police.
Irene,
Yes, Mr. Bartlett?
I'm gonna step out for a while. Transfer all my calls to the cell phone, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, I want you to get a hold of Anton.
What's going on?
I just spoke to Josh Gray's lawyer, and according to the will, Bartlett's supposed to get everything.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
Where can I meet you?
There's a little diner down at the docks. I think you might know it. It closes around 9 p.m. Maybe we should meet there at 11. That way we'll have some privacy.
Look, I don't know if I can get that much cash by then.
Yeah, well, I ain't taking a check, so either you show up with the cash or the cops get your gun. One or the other's gonna happen by midnight tonight.
This is Langston.
Yeah, this is Stevenson.
Yeah. You got a message from Dana DeMott. She said Bartlett called her and told her to meet her at the restaurant by the docks at 11:15.
You didn't tell me we were meeting inside. All right. Let's get this over with. Brilliant. Hello, Josh.
Michael,
Dana, what are you doing here?
I'm meeting you, Michael. You emailed me and told me to meet you here.
No, I didn't. Why would I? You set me up.
What?
And here I'm thinking Josh split with the 150, leaving me to deal with this mess. And it was you.
What are you talking about?
I'll bet that's my gun on the table, isn't it?
I don't know what's on the table, Michael.
Well, take a look.
My God, Michael. What have you done?
Oh, my God, Michael, what have you done? Wow, Dana, that was almost convincing. I mean, not quite Oscar caliber, but pretty good for the moment.
Okay, Michael. This is not the time to freak out.
Bullshit! You killed Josh, and you set this whole thing up, and you ended it by killing this poor bastard.
Listen to yourself. How is that possible? How did I kill my husband and then dump him into the river attached to an engine block? And explain to me how I was sitting in my house getting shot at from someone outside my house, because that would be an amazing feat of human dexterity, don't you think?
How did you know the body was attached to an engine block?
The police told me.
No, they didn't release that piece of information. And I doubt they'd give that news to you, Dana. Wow. Well, that's brilliant. You did it.
Are you even listening to yourself?
What I can't figure out is how you did it. Okay, you had this guy call me, so maybe he was helping you. And you probably brought the police with you too, right? Your friends Anton and Stevenson?
Michael, look around, okay? I'm alone. There is no one else but you and me.
Really?
Really?
That's good. Oh, well, that was clever. Taking the magazine out?
I wouldn't know.
Of course not. Lucky for me, I brought an extra one.
Michael, what are you doing?
Well, it's like you said. We're all alone here, right? And you're the only one who can tie me to all this. So I think you know what I have to do.
Michael, you said you didn't do anything.
I didn't. But I'm tired of being played. Okay? Whether it was you or Josh or you and Josh, I don't give a shit. Because I'm fucked either way. So that's it. You know, for someone who's smart, you're pretty stupid. Why?
Why? Because I could, that's why, Michael. Remember? Kill or be killed. We ain't playing for no easy bake ovens, not in my lifetime.
Why me?
Well, it had to be someone, and honestly, I just never really liked you.
He'll never get his money.
Prenups don't count if he's dead.
But the will does.
You know, I could have you suspended for coming out here without your partner.
If I'd have waited for you, she'd be dead right now.
He's right. He saved my life. Again.
I'll just take credit for this one. So, have I lived up to your expectations?
Yes, you have, Grasshopper.
Very funny. It's good to see you're finally getting a sense of humor now that you're leaving.
Better late than never. Like a ride home, Mr. Mott?
No, thank you. My car's right over there.
All right. We'll be in touch.
Thank you for everything. Thank you, Scott.
So how does it feel to have your last case solved by your much younger partner?
Well, unlike you, I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. But you're right. That is one very nice woman.
I'm gonna see you later?
Yeah. I'll see you and Josh at the gun club.
Oh, great. Bye.
God, Josh, and then you had the nerve to bring her here.
I'm sorry, honey. I really mean that. Why don't I crash at Michael's tonight, and we'll figure this out first thing in the morning, all right?
Fine.
I mean, I can't believe this is all about women.
Josh,
Yeah.
this isn't about the women.
Okay.
It's about the money. Let's get him out of here. I want you to put 5 or 6 shots through the window about halfway up. And I want you to make sure that you aim high enough, right? I'm just checking.
Please, if you get this message, come over as soon as you can. Michael? Is that you? Oh my God, Michael. Where's Josh? What have you done?
Yeah, well, I ain't taking a check, so either you show up with the cash or the police get your gun. One or the other is gonna happen by midnight tonight. So we meet at the diner at 11 o'clock. 10:30, right? Yeah.
How long will it take to hit the account?
A couple of minutes.
No one can trace it.
Not even me.
Hello.
The roller coaster ride continues for Keep It Safe stock today as they sign an unexpected deal. WBC analysts now expect them to beat the streak by 4.5 cents. The stock is currently...
Are you ready?
Your husband's will leaves everything to his business partner, Michael Bartlett. Even in the event of a situation like we have here, there are no laws which stipulate that Mr. Bartlett or his estate shouldn't be entitled to receive what is outlined in the will.
So you're saying that Michael's estate would get everything?
Josh's will was drawn up before the two of you were married. What I pointed out to Mr. Osgood was that unless Josh's will specifically states that it is not to be revoked by marriage,
Which it does not.
then the laws of the state prevail, which means surviving spouses are entitled to the bulk of the estate.
Well, how much is that?
Based on the recent upswing in Keep It Safe stock price, we approximate his holdings at almost $450 million. It would appear that Mr. Bartlett's greed had the inadvertent effect of making you, and not himself, a very wealthy person.
Good afternoon, Dana.
Hello, Tom.
I hope you had some good news in there.
Pretty good.
Wonderful. And that leaves us just one little matter to take care of, doesn't it?
How much money did you actually lose in our little correction?
50 million.
And how much have you made with the WBC turnaround?
Let's see. We bought back in at 50. We closed today at 150. That would be 600 million.
And I still have to pay you 150 million.
That's the price of doing business. Besides, that still leaves you 300 million, and like the man says, how many yachts can you watch ski behind?
Yes. Would you transfer 150 million from our account to the account we discussed this morning?
Got it. Tell him he missed the window for today, but it will be in his account by the end of business tomorrow.
Thank you. They'll transfer in the morning, if that's all right.
I know where to find you.
Don't be so sure. Goodbye, Tom.
Dana. You ever gonna tell me how you did this?
Probably not. Dana. Hey, what if someone sees us? I don't know. What if someone sees us? Dana, it hasn't been that long since you were Josh and I haven't been Josh and I for a very long time, and you know that. Besides, it's not like we killed him. I know, it's unbelievable. You know, I should have never let you convince me to tell Michael about the story. Seriously, everyone might be still alive. Baby, you just gave him a piece of information. He did what he wanted to do with it. Yeah, I know, I guess you're right. Of course I'm right. Always right. Let's go have some fun. Okay, let me go check my bags, okay?
like an island getaway to cleanse a guilty conscience.
Hello, Anton. The police department providing people with personal escorts out of town?
I wouldn't know. I'm retired.
Congratulations. How's Scott?
He thinks he did a great job.
Well, thanks to us, he did.
Hey, I'm gone 30 seconds and Detective Bijou.
Let me properly introduce you guys. Anton Bijou, my dad. Excuse me? Well, my dad and I haven't seen each other since I was a baby, but we've recently just found each other.
Now that I'm retired, I'm hoping to spend a lot more time with him.
I gave him a ticket to come with us. I hope that's okay. No, sure, that's great. You are so good for me. Let's go.
Unbelievable. The one guy I trust to get to the bottom of this, and he's at the bottom of this. Who do I talk to? Because this is not the way I expected this to turn out. I'm really not the bad guy here. I mean, I guess I could have been nicer, more honest, maybe even more thoughtful when the occasion called for it, but to hell with it. What goes around comes around, and karmic payback's gonna be a bitch. Of course, payback could be difficult if I come back as a cow off some roadside in Jakarta, but I don't think that'll happen. No. Whatever sins I'm guilty of, I think I've paid my penance. Don't you? Maybe not.
Man, I don't know what it is about Eric Roberts, but his presence alone always improves the quality of a film. It's just too bad he didn't appear nearly enough in this one. Wrong Number felt like one of those early 2000s direct-to-video thrillers that really wanted to outsmart you, and to its credit, sometimes it did. For most of the movie, we're led to believe Josh has been murdered after his stock trading empire collapses. Money gone, identity wiped, suspicion everywhere. Dana looks guilty, the business partner looks suspect, and the cops are left sorting through all these competing versions of the truth. The unreliable narrator structure was the hook, and Eric Roberts totally sold it. Even when he wasn't on screen, his character loomed over the story. You were never quite sure if he was a victim, a sucker, or the guy quietly pulling the strings. The final twist confirmed it was the last one. Josh staged his own downfall, he raised himself financially, and let everyone else's greed and paranoia do the dirty work. And what I liked is the film didn't just stop there. Dana ultimately outplayed him, double-crossing the supposed mastermind and proving she wasn't just a pawn in his long con. Suddenly, the movie wasn't a whodunit at all, it was about who was the smartest at lying. The problem for me was the weak execution. By constantly resetting perspectives instead of escalating tension, the payoff landed intellectually rather than emotionally. I admired the twist more than I felt it. Brigitte Bako did solid work, but the script boxed her into familiar femme fatale territory, so her turn felt inevitable instead of shocking. Overall, this was an interesting misfire with flashes of something much sharper buried underneath. For that reason, I'm landing at 2.5 out of 5 stars. Let me know what you thought. Did that twist reframe the movie for you, or do you feel like it dialed the wrong number one too many times? Like, hype, and subscribe if you want to see more Eric Roberts flicks. This is Holy Critic, signing out.